How you doing today, guys? Nice little Sunday afternoon here in Spring, Texas. Mid 60s, not feeling too bad. So, just got the back seats in, matching the front seats there. Looking pretty good. Kind of pretty happy with it. But the reason I'm making this video today is because I ran into a little issue at the beginning of this year. I was having a parasitic drain and couldn't quite figure it out. I mean, I got my voltmeter out, I was checking everything, and everything was showing that it was off. It wasn't draining anything, just wasn't sure. But if I left it hooked up overnight, the next morning my battery was dead, or at least so I thought. I wasn't smart enough to be checking the battery for the amperage on it, but I'd get in, turn the ignition, and nothing, no click, no anything. The oil, the generator and oil light would come on, and then when I would turn the key, it would go off. So kept thinking it was the battery. I'd put the charger on it and get in, turn the key, it'd fire right up. So go have the battery tested. Battery's only a couple of years old. Battery was good. Still couldn't figure it out. Okay, went to a car show. She wouldn't start again. Got underneath there, tapped on the starter. She started up. Okay, well, okay, damn, maybe it's the starter. So take the starter off, take it down to the auto store. They put it on their machine, test it. No, it's good. Okay, well, come back, put the starter back in, start it back up. It starts up. All right. Still not figuring out what it is. So I go to start it one day and I get this real bad grinding noise from the starter. I'm like, man, it's got to be the starter. It's got to be the starter. So I buy a new starter, put the starter on, starts up real good for the first couple of days, and then bam, it's not starting again. Go upgrade the alternator. I went from the original 53 amperage up to 105 amperage. All right, so still not figuring out why the car is having issues on starting. Then one day I go to get in, I start it, and my lock cylinder kind of turned a little more than it should. It's like, okay, that's unusual. So took it off, pulled it out, looked at it. Didn't look like there was no burnt wires. Everything looked good on it. And when I had it out, I was holding it in my hand and turning the key, and holding it, turning the key, and it would start. All right, well, this ended up being the culprit. This is not the original ignition switch that was in the car. So it means somebody had replaced it before. So I order a new one, put it in, and I noticed when I was connecting the wires, we've got accessories, starter, battery, ignition, and then we have the ground wire coming out the top. So after further research, these 60 model cars did not have an accessory switch. They had a lock switch. So kind of find out, having this one hooked up to my accessories, to lights and stuff like that, I was turning the ignition to lock to be able to lock the ignition so nobody could get in and turn it over. Well, really all I was doing is I was leaving the accessory switch on, and the battery was draining like that. When the battery wasn't draining and I had a good charge, it was the ignition switch. So I'm not sure if this helps anybody out there, if they're had the same issue or whatever, but sometimes if you think you're having a battery drain, it might be the ignition switch. Check that out. It might solve your problem or it might not, but at least you eliminate a cause that could be doing it. So got something in the other day. Got the first one on. Some spiked lug nuts. I think after putting them all the way around, that might give it a little bit of a sinister look. kind of goes with the motif that I'm going with on the car. Well, again, thanks for the 5 subscribers. I'm going to try to be posting more videos, a little bit more informational videos and stuff. So if you like, subscribe, and hit that like button. Later.